This thing's on. Music's on. Go.
Huh?
Today, I think we are streaming at a stable 30 FPS, and the game's running at 30 FPS. Cap card this time. Might even be able to stream at 60, but keep it at 30 today. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to read. Actually, let me just close the door a little bit. Oh. Two villagers stand by one of the tide pools. They are breathing harshly, clearly winded, and look up nervously as you approach.
Hello.
If you're here to fish, as we are, stranger, you'll want to avoid the compass proper. The dwarven woman points to the southeast. Her companion shakes his head. A lot of ships wind up spread across the rocks here, so we didn't think much of the wreckage until we heard something. Terrible noise. I thought maybe it was a survivor, but he wasn't alive. Moving, but not truly alive. She shudders. It was awful. What do you mean? What did you see? Corpses. Walking corpses. Don't want any part of it, whatever the cost. Might be we can find something in these tide pools, and then we're headed straight home. What are you two doing here? Fishing, of course. Except I lost my fishing rod when I flung it at the head of one of those monsters. He sighs. We were looking the tide pools over and thought we'd try our luck down by the rocks. Got the fright of our lives. Have to make do with the nets here, or go hungry. Oh well. Wait, did you hear? Good tidings to. Wait, did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
She died in like one hit.
Yeah.
Gods, what a mess! Thank you for your help,
Right.
stranger. Yeah, whatever. If your friend died, who cares?
How bad?
I'm not sure what I want to do with this guy. Like his staff doesn't really do anything for him unless he's in melee. Does have more reach, but at the same time, like why even have it equipped? Why bother? Just use a wand. This is something that I'm a little bit annoyed with this game. Like all of the characters you get, they all have unique equipment when they join. And as far as I know, like, it takes forever before you get anything worthwhile to equip on it. Yeah, use the wand. That way you can
Huh?
out all of my characters clumping up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I already have 2 melee characters, and I don't think I want more than a third. Because otherwise, combat just becomes a huge mess. It's better to have like one more spellcaster and an archer or something. Page from Fulvano's travels. I think this is the guy that we've been tracking via notes all the way from that ledge you can climb up in the beginning. After several days' journey, it seems it is almost time. After several days' journey, it seems it is time at last to part ways with my traveling companion from New Helmar. Pity we could not see the compass together, but perhaps he will have a grand time in Gairon's grasp. I have given him my gloves for safekeeping, for I will hardly need them in such fine weather. Okie. Zoom. Sorry? Not? I don't know. Broken grappling hook too? Traps are really like the worst. Unless you like that kind of gameplay, I guess, because you kind of have to always sneak ahead with a character and then not get detected and then just sneak back and place a trap, then somehow pull them into the trap. On one hand, I kind of think it's kind of cool, but on the other hand, that's too much work. Especially since you need items for it. Hey dude, you have not missed much. I thought I'd stream today to make up for not streaming last Friday. commanded you to stop and speak, my western friend. An Aumaua stands before you, his hair matted, and once bright clothed is in ruins. Equally ruined is his face, a hatching of thin scars, crossed by broader wounds. I haven't seen another kith since my ship went down. I do not suppose you are looking to lighten your purse. Are you? I'm called Ponamu Birdscorn, chronicler of the Huana people. Strange, I know, but we do not choose our names, do we? He chuckles, running a hand across his scarred visage. Pulling the ship's cargo, goods from the Deadfire, a few personal trinkets, all of the highest quality. I wouldn't sell them, but without coin, how am I to return to my homeland? Your wares. Both swine uniform. That's what it says. Alien clothing. Buddhist hat. I'm buying these hats for one reason only, and
Huh? Sure.
that's because right now I can't really tell some of my characters apart.
Huh?
Whatever. I was thinking of equipping a hat on some of them, but I'm not sure what exactly the problem is. Can't tell which my main character is. Scale armor. Yeah, that's way heavier than I had in mind. 3, corrode 3, slashing. And just honestly, I think I would go with the padded armor here, but I was just kind of questioning the aesthetics of it, because I guess leather armor feels more like what I had in mind for the character, but whatever. Go with this light armor.
Huh?
Find yourself facing a towering Aumaua woman. Her skin is the warm gold brown of a dying sunset, with pale, fish-white patches at throat and hands. Wavy red-brown hair, pulled into tight braids around the stripe of bare skin that follows the curve of her skull, flows down over her broad shoulders.
Gods keep you.
She regards you calmly, evidently unsurprised to find you here at the edge of her camp by the water. Come for medicines and craft works, or to share the fire? She gestures to the large cauldron nearby. Arthur sent me here. She says that you know some way to ensure that her child is not a hollowborn. Ah, more of Lord Raedric's frightened flock. She nods slowly. You're kind to come all this way. Poor Afra must be beside herself. I imagine she gave you something for payment? Whatever it is, you keep it. I don't need coin. I need you to do something for me instead. Ranga points inland. There's a Saurip tribe to the northeast, led by one of their priests. Tana was exiled from there some time ago, and their scouts still lurk about this place, waiting for an opportunity to end his life. The Saurip lets out a rattling squawk, head drooping. For this kobold, this exiled kobold. One day I will have to go for supplies, and I will come back to find my assistant slain. How will I help anyone then? She shakes her head. You rid me of this nuisance, and I will do what I can for Afra, and throw in something for you too. Right? I'll be back when it's done. Good, good. You'll find them easily enough, I think. She smiles, baring sharp teeth. Good luck.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I kind of prefer. I don't really mind this kind of combat system that much. I don't really have a problem with Baldur's Gate's combat system, even if it's really dated. AD&D, so like fighters don't have any of the abilities or anything, but workable. And in this game,
Hmm.
all characters have like
Hi.
abilities and
Hey.
stuff like that.
Hmm?
Hmm.
But like the problem with that in this kind of game, where playing with a real-time system with pause, is that it just feels like you're pausing constantly and just issuing commands that don't really feel like they do that much in a real-time system.
Sure.
So it feels like you have to
Huh?
do like too many inputs for too little. In that way, I prefer the combat system in Original Sin AP system. But yeah, exactly, it doesn't flow. But the problem with the AP system in Divinity is that instead it feels like combat takes forever. Targets for retribution. Like I think I can just automate most of these skills, like the blind and the knockdown or whatever. More damage reduction.
Let's go.
Whoa, shit. For how long? Uh,
Hi.
I have played Baldur's Gate in multiplayer, or at least the first game, but
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of Baldur's Gate 1, but oh, what's I gonna say? I kind of like playing Baldur's Gate
Let's
with just like one character
let's go.
each, with one other person. Holy shit. Okay. That's a glitch.
That's it.
But I mean, you also lose out on like banter, character banter and stuff. Part of the reason why I like playing Baldur's Gate that way is because it completely fucks up the difficulty. Playing solo is the easiest you can much XP.
And what does the flame reveal?
Hey,
This becomes way too easy.
Yeah.
Just kind of fun if you're just playing it. Chill way, I guess. Wake to the sensation of being shaken, and you open your eyes to see a deer standing over you, his hand jostling your shoulder. He looks concerned. Your eyes are heavy and your vision blurred, the vague unease of unremembered nightmares clouding your thoughts. You're not sure you slept at all the previous night.
hey, hey! You awake? Good. You were kind of thrashing around, eyes rolled back in your head. You were shaking. Trying to snap you out of it for a long time now. I was gonna have to get a bucket of cold water. You don't seem like you get much rest at night. You got those dark circles under your eyes.
The easiest class to solo Baldur's Gate is just fighter, mage, thief, or something. You can just annihilate everything in the entire game solo. Until something like charms you or whatever, but you can just play elf and then you're immune to charms, so whatever. Now, not lately. Mind your own business. Not lately. At night there are dreams and whispers.
Nice to watch your thing, then. I'm sure it just takes some time to adjust is all. I'll try to let it sort itself out. But you better wake up faster next time. Trust me, you don't want that bucket of cold water.
Huh?
But I think I'll play the second pillars. I think they added that. Because everything feels a lot more important. Yeah, a petrify in Baldur's Gate is like a load, no matter what. Even if you just have like one other character, or even if you have other characters and just one of them gets terrified. Actually, just a load. Met a helpful Deerwood woman while in Gilded Vale. Was an invaluable guide during my time in that sorry village. Agreed to accompany me some part of the way towards Anslow's compass. Part of the ways in the wilds known as Magron's Fork, but I gave her my amulet so that she might remember me fondly. Perhaps I will return to these lands someday after all.
Hmm.
Okay, class behavior. Vigorous defense. Is that this one? No, this is dependent. I'm just trying to. I should make him use knockdown, like. We can try it, just so we don't have to press as many. Arcane Assault. One.
How may I help?
See how that works out. Oh, he sure isn't using knockdown at all. There, he finally used it. They're gonna use things badly. I would rather they don't
Hey.
use things.
What?
Oh, we know.
Yeah. Laying low. Let's. Sure.
While traveling west towards Gilded Vale, I encountered a fellow traveler of some considerable intelligence, and we engaged in pleasant conversation. It came to light that the poor fellow had the most execrable pair of boots upon him. Okay. Google execrable. Extremely bad or unpleasant. Okay. I thought it was the opposite. Gave him one of my spare sets that he might better appreciate Valian craftsmanship. May they serve him well, for he said he intended to cross the wilderness known as the Black Meadows. I cannot imagine it as a pleasant place.
Hmm.
Like, oh Jesus Christ, Fulvano, how many letters do you have? How is it that so grand a journey as mine should lead me here? The people of the Durwood call this pitiable lagoon a sight to see, but all I have experienced here is misfortune. I thought to explore the cavern by the waters, only to discover it was home to spoilings. I went to see the vaunted compass, and lost the bulk of my letters when I tripped over some driftwood. And at last I made to inspect the dragon skulls nearby, only to be menaced by some foolish little solid. I will return to Gilded Vale as soon as I catch my breath. At least the Sauribs do not appear to have followed. No, he's dead. No. I'm gonna say something. Ah, you're lucky I don't remember what it was.
Hey.
Let's go.
Probably something whiny.
Let's go. Mm-hmm.
Keeping an eye out.
Light, flame, and sound. We keep to ourselves.
forgot there was a fast mode.
Good day to you.
Done? Am I rid of the interminable squawking of the Saurips? Okay, now I remember what I was going to say, and yes, I was going to complain. Like, on one hand, using language like this, you know, English is my second language, but I'm still pretty good at English. Words like these, like they're not used anywhere. And when you put these kind of words in the writing, on one hand it gets like a certain feel to it that I kind of like, but at the same time, when it gets too much, it's like, what are they even talking about? In Final Fantasy 14, they have like tons of this shit. Some characters, they're like, I can only assume what they're saying based on context. They use like random archaic words that are like 400 years since they were last used. No, Tana, I do not mind yours. They're all dead. Good. I'm tired of their feeble attempts to surprise us. Here, she hands you 3 vials for your trouble. For your trouble. And now we can get underway with my part of the bargain. We'll get started on the mixture. But I need one more ingredient. Some spores from the creature in that cave there. She points just north of her little stretch of the beach. Sporlings, they call them. It's a useful material. I need one for the mixture. You're welcome to any others you find. I have some spores here. So you do. Excellent. Give one here and I'll add it to the cauldron. Mixture is ready. Take this to Afra. Tell her to drink it before bed, as it induces sleep. She should find herself more energetic in the morning. Tell her to eat more fish and cheese. The potion will sustain a healthy appetite. Grants her strength. She's a rather frail woman, from what I remember of her. Wait, I thought this was a cure. I can tell them to ailments of the body. I cannot cure an affliction of the soul. Certainly not one inflicted by the gods. Ranga crosses her arms. I have explained many times. People will believe what they want. So let her believe. Perhaps that will help. Faith, faith, faith is a powerful thing. In the meantime, she will feel much improved, and if her child should not be claimed by the legacy, then it will be born healthy. That I will promise. Fine, I'll be going then. I've done what I can, as promised. Tell Opera I wish her well. Oh, Tana. Scree! Um...
Gods keep you.
Some time away. I worried you wouldn't return. Is that it? Have you brought it? Arthur looks at you hopefully. What did Ranga say? Yes, I have it. Here it is. Really did it. Oh, bless you. Bless you. I don't know what I would have done without you. Now my baby will be safe. Afra beams at you. I can't thank you enough. Your assistance. Here, take this. You can keep what remains of Ranga's payment too. 10 copper. Sweet. Thank you again. I'll take this before I settle into bed. Perhaps I'll finally rest easy. The woman, experience, ka-ching. I guess we're just supposed to go to Kenya. Oh, hold, sir, but a moment. A hooded man waits upon the road, clad in a green cloak. He strides forward to meet you as you approach. But at a closer distance, his features are revealed for those of a younger man, though lined with weariness. Weary, I am weary. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there is a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers, under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. Seems that you have done dear Afra a great service. The man nods towards the nearby house. Hanslag's Compass is a dangerous place, and yet you were willing to venture upper. Gilded Vale needs such courage in these dark times. Stout hearts, willing to do what is necessary to save these people. He turns to look over the village. Can I count you among that number? You? A man determined to see Gilded Vale restored to its former glory. There was a time, stranger, when Gilded Vale was worthy of its name. The wheat shone like gold on the hills, and the village people lived well. I don't know about the golden crops, but there were less flies anyway. And what is to become of it now? Whatever has caused the blight upon our lands, it's not the fault of its people. Redrick looks to punish us for crimes we have not committed, and in turn, he is blind to his own. I am not, and he will pay for what he has done. I, Kolsk, swear it by the flame. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with stronger men and women for fear of retribution. Man smiles thinly. And so you are warned. If you would press on despite that, however, I wonder if you might not might. If you would press on despite that, however, I wonder if we might not help one another. What do you want me to do? The man nods, standing a little straighter. It is a grim task that I ask of you, but I assure you, there is no other option. Lord Redrick must be stopped. Too long has Gildvale suffered under Redrick's madness. He would cure Waidwin's legacy by ensuring there are none alive in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife, Ingrid, may be at risk. Man has no mercy in him. We have not stood idle. My people and I breached the defenses, intent on ending Redrick's rule ourselves. We entered through the sewers, under cover of night, but we were routed. His face darkens. There are dark creatures down there in the dungeon, the work of Redrick's animancer. At least they said that it was Redrick's animancers that caused it, but like generally when something has like not been used by people for a while and like monsters randomly start living there, like down in the temple in the middle of town, Like the only entrance is in the middle of town. Yet somehow, like 40 billion fucking super monsters are down there. Like where did those come from? The game dev? My own game is pretty much on hold, but I am attached to two other projects as an artist. One's called Midnight Wave, and the other is called Mixers, I think. Always forget the whole thing. Mixers Legends of Terrestrial. So my own game is I have to wait a little bit because right now, yeah, uh, like the main reason that I haven't worked that much on my game is because last 7 or 8 months or so, or no, it's more, it's like 10 months, have disappeared for me because I antidepressants that didn't help me, so I couldn't really get much done. So now I'm just trying to, get some actual work done first of all, and then if I get some energy over, I'll try doing some more on my game. I have done a little bit, like just go, trying to work on my sprites a little bit because I've been reworking the art style, bigger sprites and stuff, and it takes a while to experiment with with sprite sizes and so until you're happy with it because not sure. I think I'm gonna redo what I have again. All I've done is remake my main character's sprite, um, but I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger still because there's too many like details that I want on the character. Just struggling with the lack of area to work with. My first sprite was super tiny and it was just a nightmare to work with, to be honest. But where were we? Dark creatures down in the dungeon. The work of Radric's Animancer. Falls to you. Lord Radric has called for further reinforcements, and soon there will be no stopping him. Our time grows short, and in this hour I must beg assistance where I can. Going to owe us more than some rubble-strewn plot of land after this. Fling him from the ramparts, or else cut his head from his shoulders, I care not. Once his throne lies empty, Gilded Vale will have the stewardship that it deserves. Mm, I think I'm gonna skip this one. Like, if we're gonna roleplay this a little bit, my character, like, this is a really big undertaking. Like, why am I gonna stroll in there and like save the day? I have my own shit to deal with. I'm gonna go to Ketnua. I'd rather not get involved. I see. Kolsk frowns. Well, perhaps you will change your mind once you realize that you're not exempt from Radric's excesses. when you witness the depths of his crimes. I must gather my allies. The hold lies due east, past the Eastern Wood. I have heirs there, and I will await word of some change. In the happy event that you should change your mind, he bows again. Perhaps we will meet again. So, yeah, all we want to do now is go to. Guess we can rest first. But we just want to go to Kidnua.
Hail, traveler. Hail and well met.
Give me camping supplies.
Yeah.
I think we need to go from here. I'm not sure though. This way. Like how the first thing you do. Okay, here's some random forest. Let's go off the road. Okay, you will need to turn.
Hey.
Oh.
Let's go.
You're not getting
Not sure what determines aggro in this game. Just random. Target like the weakest armored. Flank. Here we can see what flank does. Deflection reduced by 10. That is insane.
Yeah.
No actual system for it, maybe. Oh,
Hey.
and what do you want?
How may I?
Let's go.
No, I didn't disengage, asshole. Use it. Oh, okay, okay.
How may I? Help.
Lavaru, be on seek! Leave it to me!
Yes.
Fight.
I used
Aye?
the skill that
Huh?
puts him in a like bubble that makes him invulnerable. Because that guy was attacking him. But that also meant that he got like super stunned, couldn't do anything.
I shall be discreet.
I need you to deliver our haul for Kern to sell. He will not speak to you unless you know the words. Is that an E? No? Ilfion. Only found in the Gift After Dark. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Huh?
Found something.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Has it already been an hour? Holy shit.
I shall.
Sure.
Hey.
Huh?
Aye?
Huh?
Keeping an eye out.
No, I've been spotted by the deer.
Look.
Let's go. Let's go.
Holy shit!
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Not sure why he takes so much damage.
Hey.
Deflection really that bad? I guess he's not wearing a very good shield, so that might be the cause.
I shall deal with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Fulvano's boots! No! Fulvano! Constitution. Let's give that to him, actually.
Hmm. Nice and slow.
That's it.
Hmm.
Hey. Of course.
Yeah.
Forest lurker.
Hey.
Let's
Ouch!
go.
Ouch!
Yes.
Mow it.
That's 4 damage reduction. Help. Plus 13 endurance, not even worth casting. Stuck. Like, what's the point? This skill is a huge AoE that does damage and heals everyone it hits. And this is only a heal, and it heals less than the damage skill does. I don't get it. There's no reason not to use this shit.
Hey,
Beyond seek. Let's go.
leave it.
That's it.
No armor of faith.
I?
Lavaru beyond seek.
Lavaru.
Magic missile! Magic missile! Come on, magic missile. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Doesn't matter what they use. Fine wands. Wanted to. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ah, thanks for that.
Oh yes, it worked.
That's it.
For a little while at least.
That's it. I'll let Margaret. I'll let Margaret's
Right.
Oh.
Sure.
That's it.
Let's go.
Gotcha.
Boom! Holy shit! Yeah, okay. I thought Arcane Assault did all that goddamn damage, but as usually it was my
Yeah.
my main rogue with a two-handed sword. He just sneaks attack everything to death.
Huh?
I'll see what I can find.
That's explored enough. Rest. Part of the reason why I didn't play last week was playing through the Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers storyline. Just didn't feel like playing this in the middle of it. Shitty week too. Just up the side of the path into Kednua stands an imposing figure, a tall, thick-set Aumaua, clad in worn armor and peering up at the outer wall of the keep. In his hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works feverishly at taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once he has to reach up to prevent his colorful cap from falling off his head as he gazes upwards. That moldy brickwork must be fascinating. The man looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits in a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting.
It is. Well, not the wall itself, perhaps. The construction is very traditional. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks. Just there. Workers and masons, I expect. Carving a little immortality for themselves. It's a fine keep, Cadnua. 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long. But the truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Meerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
One from Meerwald.
Knowledge. Or, to be less clever about it, a certain text. I've come in search of a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues. It's a sacred text of Rauatai, but we possess only a small fragment of it.
Here I've journeyed in search of the rest, and I found evidence suggesting that the original lies there, beneath the keep. I want to ask Meerwald if he knows of it. And you, my friend, why are you here? You wish to speak with Meerwald. Truly? Then perhaps we can help one another. The grounds are infested with all manner of beasts. I've never seen the like. I didn't want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together, I'm sure we could manage it. And then we can both ask our questions of Meerwald. Let's go meet Meerwald then.
Excellent. Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Ah, wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Wondrous teeth, I nearly forgot. I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for. I say believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I pay them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
Very calm about this.
Well, it's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging. If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
This guy is a chanter. Chanter.
Following your lead.
Which is kind of an interesting class, I think. You have verses. Make songs with them. So right now he's using at the sight of their comrades, their hearts grew bold, which gives 10 fortitude and 10 will. Then he also uses Blessed was Wengrid, quickest of his tribe, which gives move speed and reflex. And then you can see that this first one, it lingers for a little bit. This one, I think this one is kind of cool because like I tried playing a character like this in Path of Exile and a bunch of other games to get like this damage aura. Really weak though. It's 2 per 3 seconds. Doesn't really combo very well with any of these, but speed 1 is really, ask me.
Yeah.
Following your lead.
Chant B or Chant 2.
Huh?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Yes?
sure I feel like it makes much sense for him to be ranged. Like I mean this area is pretty big, but still. Best that he's
Huh? Right.
It looks like this place has been abandoned for years.
Wait.
And then when they have chanted for a while, you see they gain phrase thingy here. They also get to use spells. So after 3 phase, no, now we reach 3. Now he can use some. I think we'll just use a thunder roll back. Knock back and
As you
does
say.
AoE damage.
Following your lead.
But this one is good too. It summons skeletons and shit. So if you want, you can play Chanter as a pretty interesting like Death Knight kind of class.
Yeah.
Wait. Sail.
Let's do that thing again. Weapon ineffective. Weapon ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember if there were any monsters at all in the house. But I do remember that there's nothing to find.
Wait, sail, miss.
Just watch it with that. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Wait, sail.
Huh?
Wait, sail.
Let's go.
Use it! Oh, I accidentally removed the hotkey, apparently.
How may I help?
Lava. Beyond seek.
Getting wrecked too.
Yeah.
Frostbite. Oh, okay. So called maiming or whatever. Anyway, the debuff you get when you get killed in combat is based
Yeah.
on which type you got hit with, I guess.
Wait, sail.
Don't even slowing it down.
Huh?
Wait,
Leave our village! We've done nothing to you! You can't do this!
Spectral smoke churns all around you. At first, you can see nothing except the haze, but gradually you make out the wizened. That mean wizened, shriveled or wrinkled with age. Okay, so a wizard is just someone who is wrinkly. Of language. Wizened, hunched shape of an old elven man. His face and bone-thin arms are smeared with paint. You can't do this! He shakes his head, spitting the words at you.
This is our village, our home. The Nine Claws have lived here almost 50 generations. We were here long before your kind brought war to our lands. You can't just burn it all. Have mercy, soldier! Our warriors have all gone. You can't burn us all because of them.
Reaches out to you and opens his mouth to say something, but all that emerges is a series of violent coughs. He falls to his knees, choking on the thickening smoke. Flames overtake the vision as you back away.
Huh? Sure.
Fine.
Do you think he'd...
Wait.
Think he'd be mad if we sat in his chair? Oh, maybe.
How may I help?
Still is strong. While to use it on
Following your lead.
that spell is so strong, stuns them for 7 seconds as well. And the thing I like the most about Chanters
Following
is
your
that
lead.
they have infinite uses of their spells. Like they just need to chant 3 phrases.
Yeah.
And I think you can talent it as well, so you like start on like one phrase. Already chanted the phrase, so you get to your spells fast. As you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble. Its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. At your approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate, as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Cadnua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
I think that might be the same voice actor as the dwarf in the beginning. Dwarf woman. Is that speaking?
I'm sorry if I startled you. I'm afraid my manners have been slipping. I haven't had much opportunity for introductions lately. In any case, I assume you're here looking for Meerwald.
Imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins, one of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul. Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
Idea where I can find Merwold?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Tell me more about Merwold.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we'd made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me. Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
Rest. Fuck.
Huh?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
You draw nearer. The apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back, and she tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. A frail smile descends like a veil over her face. Turned from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. No complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye.
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Remind me, what happened to, my father?
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
My neighbor, or someone in one of the neighboring apartments, is really enjoying their grill. I think they're renovating. I love when they're renovating like at 7 in the evening. I see.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Now we can rest. Fuck!
Right.
Wait.
Holy shit balls. Um,
Yeah.
I was. This was why I wanted to rest before I went down here, but
How may I help?
why does it keep losing the hook?
Yes.
That doesn't feel right.
Anyway, want to camp a lot.
Sure.
Nice and slow.
I think I could rest outside at least.
Mm-hmm.
You're a newcomer to the Deerwood as well. What do you make of it so far?
um, seems to be trouble brewing. Seems to be a constant in these parts. If it isn't trouble with the Glenfathans, it's trouble among the Deerwooden themselves. I find it strange that a people surrounded by enemies who tear at each other so. They're a rather refreshing bunch otherwise, I think. I've whiled away an hour or two talking to the regulars in one tavern or another, and everyone from the merchant to the servant has an opinion to share. I want to level up.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
Way following your lead. Wayface, Elmes, Metu.
Not. Spirit Slave. Fine sword. That's for that. There we go. Now it's better. And we can add that burn damage. Nice. This is what you use all the plans for.
Huh? Huh?
Hey,
Yes? Following your lead.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Huh?
Sail
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
Spectral man, arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak, studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through it to the ducal and Aedrus insignias on his breastplate. Seems to read over the page several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch.
Voice falters, and he shakes his head. The hand holding the paper drops to his side.
The instructions come from Admeth Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the Deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out. Or let them blaze if they won't. It'll make this even shorter than the Broken Stone War, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts. I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport. Bareth will have his work cut out for him tonight.
Right.
Nice and quiet.
No secrets? Okay.
We'll take those farmers by surprise. Almost time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounding up the rest of the party now.
Elven man turns to face you. His cheeks, his forearm, and the cartilage of his long pointed ears are smeared with indigo and blue paint. He grins wickedly beneath a thatch of wild hair.
Don't worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you'd gotten the rest of the clan riled up. No one wants it said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
Ragged stripes of paint on his face twist as he laughs. You may not like them, but they're still our elders, for now. A dead grey tooth pierced from between his lips. That was clever, drawing the support of the community first. The time you approached the Rio, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join their ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight.
The tribes need more leaders like you, women who value deeds over words.
Reaches towards your cheek, but stops midway. His splayed fingers quivering as a tremor of doubt runs through him.
You were right. We were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all.
I'll get it open. Finished.
No. Keep away from us. Leave us!
A large, liver-spotted man, barrel-chested and paunchy. What does paunchy mean? Paunchy. Having a large or protruding. Yeah. Towers in the far corner of the room. His white hair a tangled, stringy mess. He covers his face and chest with trembling hands, unable to look in your direction.
Maybe we should come back later?
You, Merwald? He looks up over his hand, the muscles around his eyes twitching, and begins. Phantom drill returns. Begins whispering to himself in sharp hisses, as though having an argument. All at once, he stops shaking, a sudden calmness falling over him. His head tilts forward slightly, and he looks you dead in the eye. like a cornered animal about to pounce. His voice turns suddenly raspy.
Mayor Wald isn't here, and he isn't fooled. He has sent for no callers. Be gone, deceiving spirit!
I won't leave until I've spoken to Mayor Wall.
Mayor Wald will speak with you, but you will maintain your distance, or you'll have me to answer to.
Old man turns his body away and has another muttered, sputtering argument facing the wall. When he turns back towards you, he has taken a confident stance, and his chest is puffed out like a soldier's. A new strength enters his voice.
Come to speak to Mayor Wald? Mayor Wald, whose touch is poison? Mayor Wald, who knows not his effect?
Man's posture folds, and the hands he'd held strongly at his sides a moment ago resume their original tremors. His voice is feeble and tentative. I was told I am a watcher, and that you could tell me more about it. And about a tablet of some worth after that. Once you two are finished, of course.
A window to the ether where spirits dwell. Peer and reach into it, speak and listen through it. A watcher sees souls, reads them, knows their pasts, souls of the living, souls of the dead, an empath, and the souls see them back. Used it to help beings in both realms, did I. What the gods wanted of me, thought I.
The gods put me in the world for vengeance, and I obliged.
Quick spasm, his shoulders straighten and his voice becomes strong.
It was the gods' wishes that we protect those lands. My way was the only way to remove the foreigners.
Little I knew.
Lost your mind.
Lost? No. Found more of it. Too much to bear. An awakening.
Aloth's eyes narrow as he looks at the old man. How could a simple awakening have driven you to this? What's an awakening?
Many lifetimes we have. Souls enter womb and exit corpse. Carry with them all experiences, all knowledge, all identities. Yet we do not remember. Hidden from us. What end? What end? Only the gods know. Certain things can stir memories from lives long buried. Awaken the old memories, the old personalities. Memory, personality, identity, any might resurface. Or all.
I seem to be having a conversation with several of them right now.
Ghosts of the mind. Mayorwald has lost control. Mayorwald's body no more.
Spirits I passed, what are they?
Spirits and not spirits. Always whispering to Mayorwald, reminding him of his mistakes. No sleep. Watchers see memories before them, form them from the essence of their own souls. Once Mayorwald awakened, he could not make them leave. Gave them more form, not less. Troubled memories, angry memories, pulling Mayorwald back, reminding him his mistakes. Marauder and soldier, soldier and marauder, how could they know?
Seen apparitions like those elsewhere since I became a watcher.
Oh, no, 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 no. You too. You too.
All at once, in spite of in spite of his abject misery, his expression changes to one of utmost sympathy. Poor man, poor man.
They will take you too.
What? An inevitable madness? That can't be right. Kana folds his arms. There's always an answer to be found. If you look hard enough. You're saying I'll end up like you.
So fragile, the Watcher's mind. So real, his memories. Once awakened, how can he sleep?
If I'm awakened to a past life, how would that have happened?
You were reminded of it. Strong memories, lingering lives, they dwell near the surface, waiting to be remembered, waiting to take your mind for their own. Meyerwald sat at his hearth and watched his fire, watched the wood burn. Then came the memory of another fire and burning wood and screams.
Why do these past lives still trouble you?
My fault. All my fault. Soldier and marauder. Soldier and marauder and Meyerwald. No forgiveness for what's past. No undoing what's done. No sleep. No sleep for the Watcher. War there was all around. War of stone. War of tree.
War of Tree. Oh, of course. The Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees. This was in the early period of Aderian colonization. Fighting between the Durwood colonists and the native Gwynthathans, you see. But that was a long time ago.
Death we brought to the settler men. We, the 9 claws. Claws of 9. Worse what we did to the women. For love of the gods. The gods' love. For their love.
Well, there's no animation in the dialogues. Pretty common practice in these type of RPGs. Met one of your memory spirits. There was talk of raiding a village. Ervol's voice becomes raspy, and he is somewhere else in place and time, speaking to someone unseen.
Hold her down. Head her. Give this Adia bitch an heir that belongs in Air Glodfath.
Harold cringes himself again, watching something he can't bear to see, shaking his head over and over. He wails. His soul is marked by flame, and those marks will never heal. His trial has broken him, but better that than to live in weakness. Such a fucking hard ass.
The
On.
boy. The boy. The baby boy. The boy. Conceived in the raid. Conceived by force. Vessel for Marauder. Slain in the raid. Marauder and the boy. Marauder and soldier.
A baby conceived by the raider? What do you mean was a vessel for him?
For the soul. Marauder's soul. Same soul. One soul. Boy's soul. Marauder's soul. Raised in lies and vengeance. Raised to soldier.
Raised for the fire, born for the fire.
That was his mother I met in the keep. She told him that his father was killed by the raiders.
You'll get no pity from me. The crimes of the Nine Claws clan in the last war are still unavenged. But the gods are just. They have led me here. In my father's name, every one of you will burn. Light it.
He looks off to his side as if someone else standing nearby. That was a reference to torch the entire forest. Alot looks at the old man in horror. Pay the usher's crook, man! Can't make that voice. Merwell's shoulders slump. He rocks back and forth, agitated. He mutters to himself, oblivious to your presence.
Soldier and marauder, lies and vengeance, and dead villages. All dead. All dead. What for? What for? How little we know.
How do you tell a spirit from a memory?
Fragmented our memories. Stuck in time. Mindless, cruel, never far.
Must be some way to make these memories go away.
No. Always there. Always remembered. Can't forget. Can't unsee.
Didn't just remember. Someone caused this. They wore masks and spoke of books and keys and a queen. There was a man there. He seemed familiar to me.
Keys of lead. Books of burden. Queens that were. Known to me are they. The leaden key.
Leaden key? It seems we share an enemy. Assassins and watcher wakers both. They certainly keep busy. Can you tell me about this leaden key?
Secrets. Secrets and deceptions and schemes. Who knows their answers? Not they. Not they. Crossed them before. Hatred of watchers, hatred and fear. Much we see. Threat to secrets.
Who is this queen they pray to?
Woodica, goddess, crown shattered and body burned. Binder of oaths and grudge holder. Bearer of justice. But whose?
Where I might find the leaden key?
City of Defiance. Never far from the Queen.
Leaden key caused my awakening. Could they undo it?
Many secrets do they keep. Unawakened? Mayhap. Who else if not they?
I need to go so I can search for this man from the leaden key.
Sleep well. Sleep well.
Hold! I know your will die. Your actions were seen. You would sooner betray us to the Adir land thieves than take orders from me.
I don't have time for this. I will beat you senseless, old man. I'm leaving.
Your betrayal is for nothing. Your warnings are lost on these foreigners, and their blood will be Gallowayne's tribute this night. I have asked the elders for the honor of claiming your head as my first trophy, and they have granted it. Beg for the Seeker God to grant you a quick death.
Oh. The change in the air of the keep. What was thick and suffocating feels to you somehow more breathable, as though yielding to a conquering invader. Errol's body lies inert. You can feel his soul lingering there, uncertain. There is something unique about this soul in this place. A bond formed in decades of inhabitants and lordship that feels somehow palpable to you. As though, even in death, the keep knows his former master, and the former master remembers his keep. Granted speaker to the restless. In your mind's eye, the bond seems to you as a frayed rope, ghostly and alive. Frayed ends withering like tide pool anemones, and you find that if you concentrate on it, you have the ability to manipulate its strand. Draw upon the energy of the rope itself, siphoning knowledge from the connection. Turn both ends of the rope towards you, bringing them into contact with your essence, and as you do, the fibers turn to copper, and through them an energy is conducted into your being. You are traveling downwards now, beneath the places, seeing places dank and cobwebbed and malignant, some untended garden overgrown with flora and overrun with vermin. Below everything, at the very bottom, you glimpse for an instant some being you can't quite make out, presiding over it all with brilliant and terrifying power. One image remains in your perception, a circular room with a stone table that resembles the sun, in an area guarded by suits of armor that move of their own volition. It is deep, not far from the very bottom. There is a door in that room, invisible to all but the most fastidious of eyes, and beyond it, something shimmering, something powerful. As the image fades, you find yourself in Kednua once more. Merwald's soul is nowhere to be seen. Well, that was not the kind of knowledge I was hoping for.
Let's see what lies this way.
I've got it. Finished. I've got it. Finished.
You cannot wait that older set? I don't want to discuss it.
Poor Mayorwald. He couldn't contend with all that he knew of himself. A cruel fate.
I don't think knowledge was the problem. He said that if I find out what caused this, it might help me. That is true. There is no such thing, in my experience, as too much knowledge. Kana smiles. Come, we'll find your answers. And mine, I hope.
Huh?
Kana should be glad he hasn't seen some shit on 4chan.
Wait. Dead. I've been poisoned.
Hey,
Right. Steady does it.
Spell.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let's go.
Aye?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Wait.
Holy shit.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
I've been poisoned.
Hey.
What kind of armor is he wearing? Giving something heavier, but he already has something.
Huh?
Wait. Sail. Made.
Let's go.
I've been poisoned.
Let's go.
Reduction slashing. Okay.
That's not very helpful. Love.
Sacre. Quae selmes metu.
I should get myself some more weapons.
Sure.
They have 31 damage reduction versus slashing. They're not going to do any damage.
Let's go. Let's go. Huh? I'll get it open. Finished.
Hey. Not leave it to.
Following your.
But I'm...
Sacre tu! Let's go! Queces elmes metu.
Luther, how did you get in?
Wait.
That's it!
Lock.
Frog
Nice
helm.
and slow.
I want to change the aerial loot radius.
Yeah.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Shit.
Wait.
Yeah.
Immune? Oh, I guess they were immune to the pop at the same time as well. Holy shit! Don't like that they much damage. Holy shit!
You can trust me.
Watcher speaks directly to the souls of his or her enemies, filling them with dread. What awaits them in the right.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm still not sure exactly like how much classes determine like your accuracy and stuff. Like Dungeons and Dragons or in 5 and earlier.
Steady does
That
it.
matters. I mean, there's clearly a door here.
Bit just like your breeches, scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
Alice seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
Start by explaining what's going
I
on.
wish I could. But as to walking memories and the old man who can no longer distinguish them from reality, I fear I'm at a loss. And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
Was a monster in his past lives. He got what he deserved. What? Not about you're not allowed to be reborn and live a new life. Nope. You did some bad things. Or you died. And you still deserve to die. There's no point in speculating
Perhaps
now.
Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
I want to discuss something else.
Old Watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
Said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
It's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
What's it? Going to ask him in front of me anyway. Might as well tell me now.
All right. Guess fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden, about how he'd turned against us and fought for Widewind, been on my mind for some time now. About Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. But hearing claims that he died fighting for Rhea Saris, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys, thought maybe this old Watcher would know how my brother died, so I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Right? You should be embarrassed.
I knew the truth deep down. Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
If I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with Watchers. I should be starting with Reckoners. Don't you? Dia thinks for a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They've got an archive at the place.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
Huh? Sure.
I felt Mayor Wald's passing. You slew him.
He gave me no choice.
It saddens me to hear it. But part of me is grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness. This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle and much to do with the land it's built on. It looks to you as Mayor Wald's successor now, whether you care for it or not. A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day. Will you stay?
What do I want with a ruin? The energy seems all at once to drain from the air. It is your decision, of course. The keep knows you for its master, all the same. Given time, it could be a place you would be proud of. It only needs a guiding hand. If you truly do mean to continue on, I should mention, first, that you'll find the road barren to you, barred to you. The Eastern Barbican collapsed decades ago, and Merwin never got around to rebuilding it. The road here is a dead end. He got as far as gathering materials before his mind became preoccupied. I could make arrangements to have it repaired, if it is your will. When it ceased to be the previous master's will, I became powerless to do anything about it. For what am I but the master's instrument? It would take time, but far less than finding another route to Defiance Bay. So I repaired the Barbican. Merwald set aside materials for the Barbican. They are still available to you in the future. If you wish to make further repairs to the keep, we will need coin for supplies and labor. Being the master of Kidnua entail? Why, there are many responsibilities involved in maintaining the keep. And to which you wish to get involved is entirely up to you, of course. Part of the reason I am here is to ensure that things run smoothly in your absence, provided we have been given instruction. If you instruct me on which repairs you wish to continue next, I will make the necessary arrangements. These may take some time to finish, but each will provide you with additional resources once they are complete. Given somewhere to place them, we can hire tradesmen to provide you with supplies or ingredients. Repairing the keep will raise your prestige and draw helpful individuals and unwelcome attention from bandits and opportunists. And raise the keep's security in turn, these will become less of a concern. You should know, however, that the position does come with some risk. Your name will grow in fame, and you must contend with threats to the keep. And there are other things. There are risks. Merwald's curse was his own, a watcher's curse, but his predecessors have not fared better. There is a presence within the keep, rather far beneath it. At least, such has been the conclusion drawn by all who have come to this place, for what spirits still linger in the endless path, speak of a master below. Every effort to settle here has failed, from the time of our Adirian colonists onwards. Beasts rise from the endless paths. Lord or Lady is no more. One who dwells below this, the one who dwells below, this master, does not tolerate rivals, it seems. I have seen, from time to time, intrepid explorers descend to lay claim to what land. This is the force which keeps Kednua a barren ruin, and robbed me of my endless paths. That, my friend, is where I must go, where we must go, if you will go with me. Whatever devils lie beneath, think too what knowledge we will find. Perhaps this master speaks Adirian. I am not the master of Kednua. Of course you are. This the keep would have no other. But the endless path are a different thing entirely. It's unfortunate, really, that these are so close. Yeah, whatever. Time to find this queen in the city of Defiance. Must know, this queen you're looking for. Defiance Bay has no queen. The Mequins of Edir haven't reigned here since the war. The only queen with any power there is Wodica, and I'm told they are erected an exquisite temple in her honor there, but I was never able to. Keen to go there, we can get started right away on repairing the bargain. You need only tell me what you wish to do, and I'll make the necessary. Herwold kept a ledger, as it happens. I have taken the liberty of updating it. You can take a look. At once, the steward's voice belies a giddy excitement. No, my lord, that this is but the first and least of a great many undertakings. The keep supported a great many buildings and servants for many years. If you should wish it, we can repair some of the outlying structures, and these will bring you wealth and recognition, drawing people to your service. Rebuilding the defenses will keep your grounds from becoming overrun as they did under Merwald's keep. You need not choose all at once. I am pledged to your aid. And so long as you are master here, we shall always be linked. Blah blah blah. Holy shit. Need not step upon these grounds to speak with me. Wherever your travels may take you, you can make your will known to me, if you but reach out. Oh, but first, of course, the barber. Well, I think we'll stop there. Almost been 3 hours. I think that's good enough. Try to stream again on probably Friday. Chances, but thanks for dropping by, and I don't know. But see you around. Here. Bye bye.